Hello, everyone. This is Lori, and welcome to How Do You Spirit? And this is going to be such a fun episode today. I have Taco with us and a new guest, Ethan, and we are going to get into aliens today. And where we would like to start is kind of by defining what is an alien? How many different kinds are there? What taco? Let's keep going.
Well, I mean, if you got really technical, you could say that we're all aliens to a point, right?
Uh-huh.
There are different frequencies and different species and different colors there's just like, with I think anything, to be honest with you, right? And so I think what's really neat that we've got going on in the world right now is how much people are becoming enlightened on this frequency being raised. And I mean, let's be honest, this is like living in the Twilight Zone that Disney put together. And I can't decide if it's a nightmare or if it's a damn good show or
somewhere in
What do
between.
we-
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like so crazy how much everything you believe in isn't real and everything you didn't believe in is real. And so it's like all of us are flipped upside down.
What do you do with
right?
it? Yes.
But what I've noticed, is I would say probably at this point, I'm going to say when I first started doing readings, I would meet a soul that was just, you could tell was not human. Not all the way human, right? I mean, you
Yes.
could tell there was something just not
Different.
I mean, they're so intelligent. They have a different energy.
Uh-huh.
Their guides come in very different.
Really?
Oh, hell yes.
So do they present themselves as like more of an energy? Like, how do you see that? The guides.
Sometimes, so sometimes what we have, right? So you have your regular, just stellar guides, right? So let's say you've got 2 regular guides that are with you all the time. And then you have sometimes you can call in what I call a master teacher guide. So let's say you need a guide that has specific, like they know how to get you through a really difficult love lesson, right? And so you're going to call in an expert, like, dude, I need some fucking help, right? And so you can call in a master teacher guide. Souls that are very, I mean, there's a difference between walk-ins. And those ones are, I mean, we'll go through all of that, but so they're not born human, but they will take over a human body when the original soul is completed with that body. And it has to happen at the point of death. So what happens is, we'll say, you've got someone, we'll just say had a massive heart attack, right? And you've got a extraterrestrial that needs to utilize a human body in order to do some, we'll say, surveillance, right? And so they do have to still get permission, right? Usually, I'm going to say a lot of, or allegedly, we can use allegedly.
That's a good word. Yeah.
Again, shit's like going all crazy nowadays. Who the hell knows at this point? But what happens is your chakra opens up really, really wide. Right. And that's kind of like the portal.
The change.
Right. The exchange. And so as the original owner of the soul exited, the other soul can enter. And it's a very narrow window. It has to kind of happen at the point of death. Right. Now, walk-ins have a whole different vibe, and their guides are, they're not just like this beautiful kind of, a lot of times your guides will come in the image that you would most enjoyed, or an image you'll most accept, right? So if you're going to be, human, and they've already had a human experience. So your guides, the reason you pick them is, let's say your whole soul purpose is love. So you're going to learn every kind of love there is. Good, bad, ugly, upside down, and backwards. They've been here, had the human experience, got through it, like aced the test. Most importantly, they know how many telephone poles to shove up your ass to make you make the right decision. and so they're your experts. And so they're like, I got you if you can get here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so they'll come in the image that you'll most accept or they're most enjoyed. I've seen them come in as animals. I've seen them come. I mean, there's a lot of different images they can come in because you're an energy, so you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? And so, but with walk-ins, I've noticed they are so bright. So it kind of takes me back to when I had my death experience and I met God. You know, it was the silhouette of a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was so beautiful and bright. It was like as bright as the sun, but it was like every color and no color at once. Like it was like prisms.
Mm-hmm.
And they have kind of similar kind of guides. So it's not really shaped as a human or as an alien or as an animal. It's this beautiful ball of energy that will come in the image that they feel you'll most receive the message, is what it seems like. Allegedly. Yes. And so, you know, they have, and the frequency of it is, again, reminds me of when I met God. It's a frequency that you know, or an energy, a power to it that you know. There's nothing compared to it. Like it is the most evolved energy, exchange you could ever even imagine. It is the most coolest, amazing thing, impactful.
Wow.
And so a lot of times if a walk-in comes in, then when I tune into their guides, they're definitely not a normal, they're not something you're used to. Especially if you've been doing readings and you see their guides. So
that's what I should look for if.
Oh yeah, you'll have no doubt. Okay. Yeah, it's a whole different energy. And actually, if you tap into Ethan, he's a good example of, you can tell there is something absolutely not human, but so evolved, right? So then you have hybrids, and this is what Ethan is. And hybrids, so you know, when I first started doing readings, I would meet a very like intense, very elite soul maybe once every 7 to 10 years. Wow. But over the last 10 years it started getting to where it was like once every 3 years, and then it went to where it was, you know, once or twice a year, and then the last 3 years, I swear to hell, it's weekly. So they're coming out of the closet all over, which I love, but it does throw me off kilter a little bit because you're like, whoa. I mean, in a sense, you almost get starstruck because you know how enlightened they are. Like you have the most unbelievable respect for them, but you also are going, am I losing my shit? Like,
why are they here? Yeah.
What the hell? You know, and then they're looking at you like, well, duh, bitch. Like, so it's really neat. But so hybrids, I mean, you if you are into like conspiracy theories or kind of into the spiritual at all, or kind of uniquely like been drawn into the extraterrestrial world, you know, we've had signs all over, you know, and so there have been we'll say breeding programs where they have had, and there's so many encounters that, like, videos and testimonies, it's hard to not to dismiss. It just is. I mean, it's hard to gaslight anyone on it because it seems like it's there's common knowledge.
Yeah.
Right. And so it just kind of depends on, you know, what the point is. But I think that they started this kind of I guess gene splicing. I guess you would probably have a better terminology for that, where it's like, you know, I'm a cowgirl, right? So like if you want to create a mule, you got to breed a horse with a donkey, right? And that'll create a mule. Right, so you got to breed a human with an alien, and then you create a hybrid. Yeah.
So
or what I used to call them, I just barely found out that people call them hybrids. I just called them bridge gappers. They they filled the gap between this frequency that we as humans don't understand and humans. And so not only are they our beacon, right? So they're going to attract all the other enlightened ones. And like, you guys got your show coming on big time, right? And so they'll attract that, but they also are going to be our translator and our transmitter. So they'll be the ones that really do take shape in, we'll say, if we have to do some big humanitarian movements, you're going to know there's going to be an elite group of them making moves. But what I have found in my whole, I don't even know how to call my journey, because now it's like weekly, like I said, I come across these. But what I found, and I don't know all the names of them. I've seen like a few videos of people talking about different names of these. And, I know there probably are quite a few names of them. I just am not aware of it, just because I kind of stay in my own little world and don't have time to do research, because me and technology, we don't get along.
Right.
So I know for sure I'm too damn human. I know for sure. But there's these light blue ones, and they are the most beautiful kind of powdery blue, like light blue, but they're so bright. They when I find someone that have them with them, that color, they seem to talk about they're working with the elders. Okay, is what they call them, is the elders. So I'm assuming that's kind of like, us working with God, right? So for humans, we have, humans here, then we have guides, and they're like supervisors. Then you have angels, they're like the bosses. And then you have gods, they're the owners of the company. That's kind of how it's structured. What I'm getting, which I could be wrong, but it seems like the blue ones are like gods. The translucent ones are like angels. They're like the bosses. And they tend to do the surveilling. They're the ones who do, they are more see-through, more invisible, but they're so beautiful, and they're every color and no color at all. But they tend to be able to, they have learned how to stay on the planet in a way that they don't have to have a human meat suit in order to be out of their ship. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when we go up to space, we have to have our space suit. They have to have a human meat suit, or else they're not going to be able to breathe and stuff. But they have a hologram. So they will actually, put a hologram meat suit on, right? But they are the ones that seem to be doing the surveilling. Like, they seem to kind of keep the elders informed with what's happening. And then you have the silver ones, and they're like a mirror. They are so silver, they're like a mirror. And
like chrome.
This is where we have a lot of doppelgangers. Yeah, it's because they steal your image.
Oh my
and
gosh.
So we got them. They seem to be the ones really with the boots on the ground. They seem to be the ones that are really out amongst us, that aren't walk-ins. Now, the walk-in ones, I've had walk-ins that were not the grays. I had the one that wanted to heal my broken ankle.
Yes.
Well, I want to know what you do. Speaking of that, call me. No.
Yeah, right.
Could use a hip now.
Right.
But he wasn't a gray. But the grays are the ones that have literally been kicked out of the other planets. They got evicted off theirs. They were put into the middle of our Earth, which is why we have the underground cities, the underground world for them. And they seem to be the ones that have been doing a lot of the shady shit. And so, but they would be the walk-ins. So they have learned how to put the frequency to open up the chakra. And instead of taking on a human meat suit when this original soul exited, they can come in and boot the original soul out. So it is really, they're going against the spiritual laws, which is why I always say you can't break universal laws, but you can break spiritual laws and you can break human laws. You can't break universal laws when you're on that planet. It's a whole different ballgame, right?
Wow.
And so when they take over a body, I think what they've been doing is they've been growing their own human meat suits, which is this whole I believe how they take a DNA And
like a clone stuff.
They're cloning. And that's how I think they're doing it. Now, could I be wrong? I absolutely could be wrong. I don't believe I am, but because it passes the gut check. Right. But what's really interesting is I think with this cloning kind of thing, this is where we're getting so many of these hybrids. And these hybrids are the most beautiful, most intelligent, high frequency souls. So what I have found is that a lot of these autistic kids and people that are autistic, and especially the ones that like aren't functioning, I guess you could say, right? They're coming back. They're going to be back to life. So they have been planted so that they could be the ones that raise this frequency on this planet. So they're the whole reason why we got a half a chance of making it. And so as we shift further into, and it'll take about 3 years for this planet to gain full energy up to its peak, before the fifth dimension is like complete and running, kind of like what our third one was, right? So we got a little bit of a journey, but they will be activated and they will be more normal than you and I. Wow. So I think that's also why we're finding out that the government is wanting to start breeding programs, start marriage camps, you can tell they're trying to, and no more abortions, no more this, no more that. Yeah, there's a point behind that, because those are most of the grays that have taken over, people in power, period. And so that we're in for a little bit of a battle. So this really isn't a holy war. This is an extraterrestrial war. And so, back to what we were talking about, I think a lot of what you believe in and stuff, I always say, no matter who you're talking to, no matter what information you're reading, hearing, or seeing, always trust you first. So, if it's not resonating with you, if it's not passing your gut check, don't worry about it. Let it go. Right. Yeah. But I am so curious to hear, because I call him my very own ChatGPT. We have got one of my most favorite hybrids here. And everyone that I introduce him to literally is so blown away with him. They cannot, they like, there is not one person that I've introduced him to that's not like, oh my God, he's the most amazing thing I've ever met. I'm like, I know. And that one's mine. I'm claiming that one.
Can't have him.
He's my ticket on the ship.
She lets us borrow him sometimes.
I'll smuggle you on somehow. I don't know. But I think it's very interesting. Like, I've always felt a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not really fitting in, not really being struggling with the human stuff, to put it lightly, right?
Yes.
And
can you go into that a little bit more in detail? What human stuff? Because I know it's like the smart shit. You're just like, it's another day in your neighborhood. But like, is it emotional? Is it eating? Like, kind of things like that. I just kind of want people to understand. Kind of like, it's the dummied down crap that they're like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's some of the easy stuff that you'd think would be like
just basic human function, life. Okay. Yeah.
Emotions go burr, apparently. Yeah. I don't know. I'm learning that. That's new to me. And it's very interesting being as skeptical as I am and as intellectually or academically driven as I am to shift into the spiritual world. Yes. My spiritual journey started not very long ago, and
he's a newbie.
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
Let's hear your story. We want to hear your story. Yeah. What got you there?
Yes, that's a long one. I think we might have to do a separate episode.
We need Cliff Notes.
Okay, Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes. I grew up not really expressing emotions. Grew up overseas. Grew up different countries, traveling around the world, and finally landed back here in the U.S. And it was a vibe shift, to be sure. Like, I went from living in a city of like 25 odd million people to going to a small town of 100,000 people, and I was just that was a sucker punch. And so because I didn't have the tools growing up to really alchemize my emotions and
Uh-huh.
let them be expressed as they needed to be or as they ought to be. The body keeps a score, and my body was like, this is a perfect time for you to develop chronic migraine. And so for the next 7
Again,
years,
all health issues start emotionally
Yeah, it
first.
came out.
exactly.
Wow.
And so that was kind of the real start in change. And I'd grown up religious, and I still see a lot of truth that's there.
Mm-hmm.
But my journey has kind of taken me on a little bit of a departure from that, of really integrating the truth and love together, because without both you're not.
Yes.
You can think of so many instances within religions, within communities, where you either have truth or you have love, and it's very rare to find the two
both
integrated together.
Yeah.
And the best place to find that, for me at least, was going into myself and saying, okay, like something's up, something's going on. I had after 7 years of having migraines, I got into a car accident up in a canyon and stargazing, just enjoying the beautiful December evening.
Where you going? ET's calling home.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Just pinging my mothership. And, but no, I was just stargazing, and I drove down the mountain and hit a rock that was in the road, spun out, and I should not have lived through that.
Really?
But it was all planned in that, like it
You're giving me the chills.
usually any sort of head trauma or like a car accident will make neurological disorders worse.
Mm-hmm.
This was the complete opposite.
You got better?
Yeah, I woke up the next day and I was like, I don't have a headache. For the first time in a very long time, I was like, this is different.
Oh my gosh. And how old were you?
Well,
you were driving, so.
Yeah. What was I? I was 19, 20. I was in a convertible too, so it was like I dropped 30 feet down into a river.
Oh my gosh.
So it's one
you
of those.
do realize why that happened, right?
Oh yeah, and that was really like the big kick. It was like I've been going through all of this physical ailment for a while, and then suddenly it's gone. And
after a horrific accident.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have walked away from.
Yeah, like I walked away from that crash without a scratch. Because I went down backwards, and I watched the airbags deploy in front of me, like all the airbags around, and I had the top down in the convertible, so I very easily could have hit a rock and just flipped and gone, because it was.
Oh my gosh.
It was not great, but yeah, I found out my angels are pretty fast, so that's pretty cool.
Isn't it great? It's interesting.
Yeah, and that started me on the path of like going deeper into business, going deeper into my own psyche, and then eventually going through experiencing plant medicine journeys and whatnot, and that unlocked a whole different layer. It's like I've always been super skeptical, especially of the woo-woo. I'm like,
no way.
I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm just gonna put the blinders on and keep working on business stuff, right?
Yes, especially because you're so business minded and so techie, and
I'm gonna focus on the things that are native to me, and then that threw me into the deep end of the spiritual world. And I met Taco and started learning about intuition and how to apply it and how to integrate it, because it's such a powerful tool that if you don't grow up using, it can be very foreign.
What do you think was your biggest experience or light bulb moment that really made you go, wow, like, wow, look at what I'm capable of, or look at what this is doing for my life?
There's so many of those, and I think the best. It sounds so corny, but it's really when you're serving people, when you're helping other people, and then you realize, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm doing something with this. It's not just this like little party trick that you can pull out and be like, here, I'm sending you a number, like something like that. It's way more practical than that. And when you're reading people and serving them and being able to help them through their own journeys, it makes every
That
moment
is
of,
why we are here.
yes.
That is what this is about.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's type 2 fun. Like learning the thing sucks. It's terrible. It's rough, but it's also so worthwhile. Because
Rewarding.
you get to the other side and you're like, I'm going to do it again. That was great. I
Yeah.
want to do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
It's like
If I'm
being-
in the line to come back, someone,
Taco's done.
no, someone better pull me out of there. No, I want to be a guide. I'll be a unicorn. I'll even try an alien for a minute. But, no, I'm done.
Can't wait to see you back here.
Right,
Next
right.
season. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Wow, that is, I have not heard Ethan's story before, so that's incredible. Oh my gosh.
So, Ethan, what is it? What do you think? I'm just curious. Like when you hear alien, because I feel like that's kind of it's like saying
Yeah.
psychic. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like the word,
Right.
right?
Alien doesn't resonate with me almost at all. Like I've always been very skeptical of Alien purely because of the context in which it's represented
Yes.
throughout the past
Yes.
the past couple decades, right? It Alien almost seems like a
Made up.
well,
A made up word,
made
right?
up, but it's an analogous to an archetype, meaning that it's just a stand-in for the word archetype in different types of spiritual beings,
Yeah.
entities,
Yeah.
or beings, right? And there's so much confusion around it because I mean I haven't done nearly enough research on it. All I know is it's so confusing and so convoluted and so like a lot of stuff in spirituality
Yeah.
where I mean, okay, not to harp on the people that know Atlantean dolphin Reiki, but really Atlantean dolphin Reiki, like it's that kind of thing. You hear it if you're not in the spiritual community, if you've never heard about even
Yeah.
Reiki.
No, but this is kind of the thing that I call myself a psychic snob because things like that, I do know energy work and all of that, and it's very important and
Yes.
stuff, but I have a hard time with that kind of woo-woo shit that I'm sorry, I feel is a bunch of bullshit.
Mhm.
Right now, it might mean that something to them, but you go in and you start going, I am a Reiki healing dolphin loving mother trucker, and that's my specialty. And so I'm going to charge you $1 bazillion to heal your dolphin that you don't have. Right now, come on. And that's where I have a hard time with the spiritual community where,
Right.
they kind of act like their shit don't stink. They act like they're better than everybody else. And they're this like very special being when we are born with this. This is this is like built in. This is our like built in check engine light. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even though I've been the creepy kid and I was able to enjoy have my experiences my whole life and wasn't told I couldn't do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Doesn't mean that you guys don't have the same gift. I mean, some of us might be a little bit better at areas than others,
Yeah.
but we all have this gift. We all can do energy work. We can all connect with our guides, other people's guides. We all have this gift.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's called the fight or flight. And so if you realize we have been taught from the day we came out of our mama's vagina not to trust our gift, not to trust our instincts, right? The fight or flight. Don't trust your instincts. We also have been having so much put into our land, food, and water
Yes.
to literally kill off our pineal gland, which helps us really understand, kind of thins the veil out, shall you say, to see more, do more. And that's where some of these medicine journeys are actually very amazing for people that just need a little bit of I need to understand what that means, right? But I really have a hard time with things like that where it's like, I'm going to heal...
Yeah, there's so many cases where the woo can get in the way of actually explaining at that deeper, or like not even deeper, at the simplest level what a thing is. And I think that's kind of the point of this episode in a sense is like, okay, well, aliens are a thing, but perhaps not really the way that
We've been taught
we've been told
yeah.
that
Exactly.
they're a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's, at the end of the day, everybody, at least in this room, we're still human, right? Like, just because I've been introduced as
mostly human.
yeah.
just because I've been introduced as alien doesn't make me
like alien.
yeah. Like I'm still just a guy.
You're right.
I have my quirks about me, but I'm still just a guy. And I think that can kind of get lost sometimes in
Absolutely.
in talking about different aspects of spirituality where
Mhm.
where it becomes this is a special thing. This is like my thing. When in
Right.
reality it is your portion of your conscious or subconscious mind
Mhm.
Right.
that is either seeking to be special, or if you do have something and you're gatekeeping it, it adds so many more questions than it helps to solve.
Mhm.
There's so many instances where you meet somebody. I think this is the best way to describe alien, at least for me, as allegedly an alien. Those people that you've met, right? And they're just different, like Taco was saying.
Yeah.
They're just different.
Mhm.
They're the kind of person where you're around them and there's something quirky, but
Mhm.
in a very attractive way. Like you can, when you feel into that person, you're like, this is a good person. They're fundamentally a good person. They're
Yes.
radiating that light.
Mhm.
And those are the kind of aliens that I would want to put focus on, because they're the ones who are the virtuous ones,
Right.
right? And there's so many layers to it, right?
There are.
Yep. It's one of those where it's a little easy to get lost in the sauce of everything.
Well, what's kind of neat about what we got going on is the truth's coming to light on everything, which is why a lot of what we've known to be true, we're finding out isn't. What we thought wasn't is. And I mean, so we're all over the place, right?
Mhm.
And, if we could all just come together and really embrace our uniqueness and embrace, utilize, where we do kind of specialize. Could you imagine how amazing this world will be?
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be
Yeah.
one of the best times once we get through the shit show, right? It's
Mhm.
going to be one of the most amazing times, not because it'll be easy, but because we're going to finally be coming together and accepting one another for who we are, no matter what our differences are.
Right.
Right. And so we've got so much good in that area coming. And I think if we can, I think what we're going to find, because the truth is coming to light, I think we're going to have big breakthroughs that will actually back up the fact that they will start admitting that you guys are hybrids. I think they're going to find, kind of like our blood type, right? I think they're going to find a unique gene.
I
with
saw
this.
something about that.
Oh, no shit.
I did.
Oh, really?
About some, and you never know what's true, right? But I did see.
not in this day and age
See,
anymore.
we were just talking about that.
I want to take a look at that.
Yeah, I'll have to get it for you guys. But yeah, where they found like DNA from people now that actually has DNA from not only like the Neanderthals where we came from, but there was also another type
one.
of
Yeah,
DNA.
I think they're going to find
Yeah.
out there's a lot of, we'll be able to actually embrace this and prove it. And I mean, it's no different than, we've got all these different species of animals, right?
Yes.
Technically they're all aliens, right? We got these different kind of people. We're not all the same. We don't all look the same, act the same, smell the same, work the same, right?
Yes.
I mean, so we're all uniquely designed to a certain point and degree. But I do think that there is something to this, like maybe color thing or a frequency thing. And I think that's why frequency is going to be such a instrumental part with all of this truth, all of this shifting, all of these breakthroughs coming out. I think we're going to find that that's what this really has, this
Frequency
planet
is the
has
new-
been running the whole damn show.
Yeah, frequency is the new currency. Almost,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's also important to contextualize, like, there's so many different archetypes, but like I was saying, we're all also so similar. I mean, what is it? We share like 90 or 99% of our DNA with a banana. So like we're not all that different, but
Well, I mean, if you want to get technical.
yeah, it's like that healthy balance of finding everyone's individual strengths and gifts and talents,
Yeah.
while still recognizing that we're also still
individuals.
we're all still on the same boat. We're still
Yes,
trying to get to the same endpoint, and working towards that. Like when I've meditated and I get to that quiet place, when I'm like, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. The thing that keeps coming to my mind is, and when I ask the question, what does a healed humanity look like? It's everybody walking together. Nobody's ahead of another. We're all walking together.
We're all equal,
and
innocent.
Keyword walking.
Yes.
Like we're moving together. It's not just like we're not.
You're here
Nobody's
and
slacking.
I'm there. And yeah.
We're all moving in our own ways, and we're all moving forward. We're all evolving. That's that. I think that's important to bear in mind in a world that's so divisive.
Well, and you got to ask yourself, why are we being divided? Why are we being taught and literally being kind of poisoned to shut down our intuition? Why is that happening? It's not just so we can learn lessons, right? Like there's something a whole lot more important and bigger than that, right?
There's a very real battle that's happening. And
absolutely.
There's so many different angles you can approach it from. You can take it from the religious perspective. You can take it from the extraterrestrial. You can take it from the spiritual. You can take it from any angle there is. But there's the consistent theme is that there is some sort of contention happening, and
yes,
it behooves the opposition, if you will, like whatever entity, whichever group that you subscribe to, the opposition of that is incentivized to divide because
it's easier to control and
ape
manipulate.
alone weak,
say control.
ape together, monkey together strong, right?
But our guides are constantly reminding us, if you can take the two extremes, right, and you can bring it to the middle and just get very, very logical. Even if you don't really believe in the spiritual, you don't believe in gods, you don't believe in aliens, you're just 1 + 1 = 2. You will see the truth in everything. Not only that, but boy, have they really been over this last 15 years. I mean, hard shoving it home that to not fall for the fear. Don't fall for the fear. Don't fall for the fear. Like they want to make you afraid, because what do? When you're afraid, you buckle in, you hide in, you start rat holing in,
you
start
ask questions.
preparing for the worst, right? And so what happens when you prepare for the worst? You give energy to that worst. And we are literally we really are the creators of our reality. So anything you put your energy into, you're going to bring to life, good, bad, or ugly. So could you imagine if we all came together and just for 1 month, we all just focused on one thing that we just really wanted, or we really wanted to experience, just one thing. And you really made that a focal point. Like, this is what I really want. Could you imagine how cool that would be? Like how quick the universe will bring it to you.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It would be incredible. That is, I think we are way more powerful than we can wrap our minds around. And I think that also kind of the ones that are aware of that and they have more of a sense of that, then that's where I think you would think they were more on the extraterrestrial level, because they come at it in such a higher frequency thinking way. So when that brings it in, they seem to me to be the ones that really know how to meditate and get where they want to go. And they seem to be the ones that really, when they go, this is what I'm going to do, actually get it done, and in a very sufficient and quick amount of time.
Yeah, and the answer is almost always simpler than
Well,
makes
well,
that
that's
to
where
be.
you guys do have a little bit of a hiccup. You guys don't. It's hard for you to simplify shit.
Exactly, yeah. That's a big lesson that I'm going through right now is anytime I simplify something, oh my gosh, it's so much better. So much better. I'm like, why have I been doing it the hard way this whole time?
Right.
Well, you can't overshoot the target.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in pursuit of great, we fail to do good sometimes. In that way.
Absolutely. And that's the other thing, the other thing I've noticed with hybrids, and it's one of the most neon signs for me, just from kind of being around and experiencing them. They have the worst digestive problems.
Oh.
Like they cannot stand food. Like they are very much I'll eat only because I have to, not because I want to. I think as we keep kind of moving forward into this higher frequency, this newer energy, I think we're gonna find that if they didn't like food before, they really ain't gonna like food. Moving forward, especially like meat and stuff. They always seem to like, not because they want to be a vegetarian, but they always seem to end up being vegetarian because they don't like the feeling of the digestion.
Interesting.
Yep, that checks out because
I've never met one that hasn't had digestive problems.
I mean, I hit a record weight today, or the other day when I measured myself. So
way to go!
I'm the heaviest I've ever been.
Wow.
And I'm still way too skinny. So
well, I mean, you kind of take your normal shape, so it's fine. You just need bigger eyeballs.
embrace the stick bug.
A few antennas or something. No.
That's so funny. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to be interesting is how maybe I'm trying to think of the proper wording, how much we're going to find that certain people in worldly power positions have been manipulated in such a brilliant way to expose and reveal the truth in everything, to where our actual extraterrestrials won't have to wear human meat suits. They won't have to hide anymore. They won't have to
Finally
stay incognito.
getting sweaty in here. Like,
which would be kind of cool, just because again, you'll be like, Daddy. No.
So awesome.
But I do know that they're going to really help us rebuild and replenish what's been lost. And, and that means different species of animals. That means, even our dragons and our fairies and we have these. Hollywood did not come up with this shit just because they were really creative, you guys. If you look back on all of the movies and even TV shows, they literally are telling on themselves. We've just been so conditioned to not question, right? That we've just kind of gone along with it. And I think that's where maybe a lot of the anger might come from, and kind of shit,
like
is
we were
people
lied
finally
to.
realizing
Yeah.
we've been in this production for a long time, and none of us was smart enough to get out of it. Or call it. But it reminds me of is it the Truman Show? Is that what Jim Carrey was in it, and his whole life, like they had him as a baby, and his whole life was a movie.
Oh, yes, the Truman Show.
That's what I feel like we're in. We're gonna eventually, at some point, hit the movie screen and take down the whole set because it really is what's happening. The whole set is coming down, and so a lot of our realities and a lot of our elements, and it's all finally going to really just be very clear with what we really can do and who we really are. And it will not get better until and unless we do come together and unite. So the hard part is again, they showed me like you've got your 3D and your 5D, and it's been kind of like a long gap, right? And each year over this last 10 years that I've noticed that they've showed me that it's been like being stitched up, right? And we are literally on finishing up. We're not only on the last stitch, we're finishing up that last stitch. So this is why the 3D and our past, they're going to start getting very fuzzy. They're going to start getting really to where we're not remembering shit, right? And you really are, people are going to be going, hey, I can't remember shit. Like, what's going on with me?
Really? That is so interesting.
And to a point where that is going to be erased. So we're literally erasing that old, we're done. That movie's over. Now we're going into the new.
Wow.
So it's not going to, the good news is we get to take with us a lot of the experiences and the lessons that we've learned, or the experiences that we've learned from, and we get to take that knowledge with us versus what we tend to have when we're born, right? But we get to put that all into use, and so it is going to be really neat to get further into the fifth dimension, and we're going to start seeing colors way more vibrant. We're going to start experiencing what you put energy into happens, and in a quick way. And we're going to again be able to experience and learn from our otherworldly beings, and really have a hell of a damn good party once the shit show comes to an end.
I think it's pretty cool to look around in the general public. All right. Everybody's on their own journeys. Everybody's going through so much right now.
Absolutely.
And sometimes these big developments that have been happening are seemingly unconscious in a way.
Oh, it will be. Yeah.
Well, and they're just earlier this year, I was in Qatar. I was just laying over there for a day. Went to a market and was just walking around looking at all the local shops and whatnot. I hear this guy say, "Oh, that's so cool! Like this like sculpture thing that was carved. I've been thinking about that for so long, and it's like I made it."
Oh,
and it was this so fun to just hear that out loud, like the gears turning. I don't know where the guy is now. I don't know if he's continued to experiment with it, but it's like that there's something there.
Yeah.
When you are leaning into the power of your own psychology, both energetically and physically, right? Your brain has a reticulating activating system, which is its sole job is to look for patterns. And when you give more energy into that part of your brain, you are literally, your brain finds every possible solution to get you to the point of manifesting that thing. And it kind of works in tandem with the spiritual. The more energy that you're putting into it on both sides, that it's just it's a magnifying glass to an outcome that you're looking for.
It is.
It's so awesome.
It's also really neat. Have you noticed all of these younger kids, and I'm talking like 4, 5, 6, like how many of them are teaching us how to meditate, teaching us how to take care of ourselves. Like we're literally learning from our babes. Like, again, the cool part about what we got going on is not only are we having the human experience to grow, evolve, and learn, but we also get a really, because at the end of the day, it's all about us learning how to create, right? So we're all creators. We're gods in training. Right. And so, if we realize that and you start applying that to your life and what you're doing, you're like, okay, I want to create a spiritual community. I want to create a community, not just a spiritual community, a community that we all embrace our core beliefs, and we all support one another even with our differences, and we pick different ideas or organizations that we want to help really boost, right? And I that would be my goal. That's what I really want to do. And I've been kind of mulling that over for years at this point. And then my guides were like, hey, dumbass, why don't you just do it? Like, why are you waiting for this to come in? Why don't you just do it? Why don't you give it a try? And it is so weird because the minute I was like, all right, I'll do it. I got to kind of figure it out. Like, all of a sudden, Lori calls me. She's like, hey, guess what I'm doing? All of a sudden, I've got all of these people out of the woodwork going, this is what we're creating. I'm like, oh my God, this is so amazing.
Coming
like,
together.
It's so neat how much when you go, this is what I need. I swear to you, I've always lived off faith. I'm not joking, you guys. Like, I literally was going to, I think I've told this story before.
Yes.
I was so broken. My lights were getting turned off, right? And I'm like, dear God, I'm done. Like, I've got my baby and I got my sister. I'm like, I don't have any way of making $100. And like the next day, if they didn't get the $100, that my lights were going. And then my like upper thigh, my butt cheek was itching. And I swear to you, I'm just like, damn it. So I finally, when I got home, put my hand down in there. I'm going to get the itch. And I literally pull $100 bill out my ass. My sister about passed out. She's like, I can't believe you didn't pull money out your ass. And I'm like, magic. Me either. That was funny. That was a good one. Yes. There was nowhere I would have been that I would have sat down and got $100 bill stuck to my ass. Right? I have so many stories like that. Mm-hmm. And the minute you really go, okay, I'm going to make this solid commitment. This is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it is so weird how quickly the universe brings it to you. Yes. It is so insanely crazy how quickly the opportunity arises. And boy, our guides have been pushing that message so hard. If you want it, you just need to commit. Yeah. And that's where I think we're all kind of struggling is what do we want to commit to?
Yes. And believing too.
And believe that we could do it. Even though we don't have the full understanding of how to get it done.
How it's going to happen.
Right? If you just go, hey, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to get her done, and you commit to that. Yep. You don't have to be religious. You don't got to believe in God. You don't got to believe. You just have to go, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And I swear to you, the universe will like literally light that path up for you.
On a silver platter. Just
here you go.
Right
that includes lessons too. If your lesson is to learn all about love and you're striking out on that and you're going this way, like I think that's why they always push to really get a visual of what a healthy relationship looks like to you.
You didn't have to call me out like that.
I was doing that in the nicest taco way ever, which is not my style.
Right.
Usually I just shove it up the ass.
But it's so true. Like getting things. It's like if you come from the business world and you're thinking of the Napoleon Hill, the Tony Robbins, whichever gurus, whichever sources of wisdom, it's pretty consistent. Like this has just been a universal thing that is kind of suppressed for so long because it's so powerful. All you have to do is commit to it, write it down, like put energy towards that thing, and then
there you go.
It is crazy how quickly it comes together. Again, you don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe in anything. You just got to commit. And really be determined, this is what you're going to do. Good, bad, or ugly, win or fail, this is what you're going to do. Not only that, but dummy it down. The more you can kind of simplify shit, 1 + 1 = 2, right? Mm-hmm. The more powerful, more quickly, and more valuable your movement's going to be.
Yeah.
Because stronger. Everybody's like really outrageous, dumb idea that people, I want your take on this, but the simple idea that people really would be like, oh, that's stupid. Why would you do that? That's a waste of time and money. See, I bet they're laughing when they were thinking about the telephone. I bet that telephone guy's laughing.
You're telling me you're going to
start I bet they were laughing when they were like, I'm going to create a computer, and this is what it's going to do. I bet that guy's laughing now going, hold my beer, watch this shit. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably the most well-known example of that is KFC.
Exactly.
You're telling me you're going to start a chicken restaurant and it's going to be successful?
Look at it.
Worldwide franchise later. Yeah.
Well, an electric car. I mean, that was the first electric car. I actually was watching one of my stupid like fact finding video things. And it was one of the very first cars that were ever made. It was made way back there. It's like scrap the idea. And also, I guess, the airplane thing too. It was like scrap the idea. That's never going to work. Look at Elon Musk. Look at what he's probably laughing his ass to the bank all day long going, oh, my bear watching this shit, right? Like, there's so many incredible ideas that you might have people going, you're dumb, you're stupid, don't do it, it makes no sense, because we do like to complicate shit. Yep. And it really doesn't have to be that complicated. It really don't. You know, if you're needing a situation, you're needing a specific person, you're needing, you know, something to live for, believe in, you know, you just have to go, okay, this is what I want. This is what it looks like. And no matter who criticizes you or doesn't believe in it, it doesn't matter, because you're the only one that you need to have believing in it. And it will happen. You will create it.
Yeah. Pursuit of perfection without direction and without intention gets you nowhere. But pursuit of action.
What is perfect?
Yeah.
How do you know that simple idea isn't already perfect? Because even though the idea might have been simple at the time, think about how much you've been able to grow on that idea, right? So again, it might start out with just a seed, but goddamn, that could turn into a whole damn tree.
Yeah. It's the simple things.
The universe, oddly, has been trying to teach us that for this whole time. We're just not the smartest creatures on the planet.
We've finally shed all the other layers to just get to the simple thing. Which, yeah. I feel like they're up there kind of looking at us like, we took so long to just do this one thing. So let's just do this one thing and get this over with.
You know what I would love? I would love it if people would, you know, write in, tell us what they know about their aliens, or you know, what their experience have been. I was on a train with my mom one time. We went to Vegas, and she wanted us to ride the train. And she comes up, and it was like 3 a.m. She wakes me up. She's like, Taco. I'm like, yeah. She goes, look out there. There's aliens, right? And I swear to you, this happened. And I don't even know where the hell we were, because it was dark, and we were just on this train coming back to Salt Lake. And sure as shit, there was something flying. I thought maybe a helicopter or something, because there was a spotlight.
Yeah.
And she's like, all you got to do is you just got to think about it, and you can talk to them. And I'm like, she's so nuts. What the hell is she talking about? And I did. And she was right. It was like communicating with me, and then it'd sit there and zigzag through the canyons, because you could see the silhouette. It was a full moon, so it was kind of bright outside. Yeah. But it would zigzag, and it would follow us, and then it'd just hover, and then it'd go. And it was the neatest thing that I remember thinking, all right, well, if this is really an alien, then you need to do a figure 8. And it did, and it freaked me out. That freaked me out. All the rest of the time, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Isn't that cute? Yeah. You know? But when it actually did the figure 8, I was like, fuck that. I want no alien shit on me.
Go away.
10 years later, who knew I'd meet one in my office?
Right.
Yeah, they really do communicate with us by our thoughts. And they are very telepathic, which is a lot like my experience when I passed and how me and God communicated. It was telepathic. And so, you know, they've always been saying that we will get to a point where we are communicating telepathically. And we do to a point already. Like when you're thinking someone's going to call, and then they do, right? That happens all the time. That's why I always tell people.
That happened today.
What took you so long? I've been ESPN the whole time. So yeah, it happens all the time. Those are psychic hits. We got to figure out another thing. But those are hits. Those are psychic hits. And you just got to get curious with it, right? Yeah. You know, well, why is that person going to be calling me? What does that person need? How can I be in service of that person? Just get curious about it. That's literally the only difference between what I do and what you do is I get curious about, why am I picking this up? And also the hard part is sticking with what you see. Right? You might see someone that just got worms. So you need to, I don't know. You got worms, right? And they might have a worm farm. Who knows? But, you know, I really am saying this because the way I'm understanding it that is how we're going to be communicating with and working with these beings. And one more piece to this puzzle, the higher functioning ones that I'm talking about, that autistic, guess what? It's proven they have been communicating with us telepathically.
Wow.
They talk, they have full conversations, they've got sense of humors, all the things. And so it's like, come on, you guys, like you don't just make this shit up in your head, otherwise you'd be doing that all the time.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
But yet telepathic is how they'll communicate. Or you got to get yourself a real life chat GPT like I did.
I'm still working on fixing my antenna.
I love it. I love it. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Ethan?
No, I think that's everything for this episode. Really.
Let's get your guys' questions. Let us know what you know. Let us know of an experience that you've had. You know, we might as well start talking about it because it's coming in, and I mean sooner than later. We will have the full transparency. Thank you. That's the one. Yeah, we will have that. I really think I honestly don't think any later than next month, in the middle of next month.
That's when it's coming in.
So
out.
What's interesting is I have seen. And I had seen this years ago, and I want to say maybe 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the dream about the army going from California to the White House, and they were just leaving destruction and stuff. Well, it wasn't army; it was a sea of people, and they were pulling every government official out and beheading them. You know, but I seen a nuclear weapon. What do you call it? Rocket bomb being shot, and that our aliens would be the ones that would intercept that, and that's how we'd know. And that happened right before I had the experience with the alien that was going to fix my ankle.
Yeah.
And then I had another hit with that a few years ago, and then I had another hit, same thing, same vision. Just last year, like I want to say maybe May or June of last year. And then I had the same kind of hit not too long ago when we was playing around with just kind of doing some fun world predictions. And I seen a bomb being shot, or what do you call it? A rocket
missile.
Or what? Missile. Yeah, missile being shot. It had the feeling of maybe a nuclear weapon, or that was what they were expecting. But it's going to hit, it's not going to hit where it's supposedly aimed, where we're going to be told it was aimed, but it's not going to, it's going to go rogue. It's like going to be put somewhere else and have a mass casualty. But I do believe that as these things are coming in and kind of amping up with this war thing, I do think that our extraterrestrials are definitely going to, they're manipulating the situation so that they can make themselves be the hero and be received better. Because they're coming in. They're coming in to finally kind of put some shit back together. So
thank goodness.
About time.
You're right.
Yeah, it is. It is about time.
It is.
So I do believe that I don't believe that we'll have, I mean, everybody's kind of waking up anyway.
Right.
But I don't believe that we'll even get to June before we have full transparent contact.
That would be amazing.
Agreed.
All right, everybody. We would love to hear from you. You can email us at howdoyouspirit@gmail.com, or you can go to the website, howdoyouspirit.com, and submit your comments, questions. We would absolutely love to hear from you and answer questions too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Next time about anything we've talked about. So thank you so much for joining us.
Bye.